Hello. At last, my nose and palate are not full of gunk for the moment, which means I can review things that are not American whiskeys. So today, I'm going to review some Armagnac. This is the Len Cantada. They're calling it the Discovery Pack. And somewhere around up here or down here should be the notice that this video is sponsored, because this little triple pack of Armagnacs was sent to me by the producer free of charge. They did not shake me down. They did not say you have to do a review and you have to give it a good review. Nothing like that. So I'm still going to be as objective as I can, but still, this was free. So there's the notice. I'm being transparent about it. All right, now what this is it's a pack of 3 200-milliliter bottles of different Armagnacs, single barrels. I don't really know why they picked these 3 initially. So there's a little map of the Armagnac region on the back, and I thought initially, like they're doing different bottlings from 3 different regions in Armagnac. They're going to do Bas-Armagnac, Old Armagnac, and the Ténarèze. But no, there is a Ténarèze in here, but then there's just 2 Bas-Armagnac. So no Old Armagnac represented, which is okay because there's not a lot of it. We have got a younger 10-year-old from Artigaux. We have got a kind of middle-aged bottling of Couchan. And from the Ténarèze, we have another middle-aged offering from Pouy. And we're going to taste these out and give them a review. And we'll just basically go up in age. All right, let's get started. Starting out with this Artigaux. This is lot number 12 Art 33, bottled at 49.8% alcohol by volume. Oh, these are all different grapes as base. And this one is ugni blanc, 10 years old. So just barely a toddler by Armagnac standards. Ooh, let's see what we got. I mean, in some ways, like it's very like textbook Bas-Armagnac, young Bas-Armagnac. It's very young. It's very rich. It's very woody. Spicy grape jelly. So take some grape jelly, good grape jelly, like organic stuff that you buy at your farmer's market, and then put a little bit of like a blended jalapenos in there. Yeah, very kind of desserty, decadent. Brown sugar, caramel, fig, prune. So you got the jelly thing, but you also got the dried fruit thing. There's some raisin. There's slightly floral. There's like a little bit of like a floral hand soap thing, but nice. Little touch of orange peel. Ceylon tea, maybe. Yeah, let's go with that. There's a kind of an earthiness to this. It's not really spice cabinet stuff. Could I say cinnamon? Yeah, maybe, but it's not really. It's more like a cigar note. Like a Honduran natural leaf cigars. Like, long time, a million years ago, I used to really enjoy these punch puros. Those are great. Not so much these days. But yeah, it's got kind of that natural leaf, Central American kind of cigar nose to it. On the palate. I mean, so again, it's young and it's rich, and it's pretty decadent. I mean, this is right in the center of the happy spot of the what I think of as the Len Cantada profile, which is woody and tannic and spicy. This is on the young side of that, but it's bringing a surprising amount of complexity and a lot of mouth presence, actually. I don't know if they re-rack this or what, but yeah, there's a fair bit going on there. We got the grape jelly thing going on again. Black pepper. Tea notes again, like an overstewed Darjeeling kind of thing. Dried fruit, dried figs, dried orange, dried flowers. That's not a fruit, but it's dried. There's a little bit of a honey thing. Well, it's like honey and cane syrup. It's what I put in the kids' oatmeal a lot of the time. It's a mix of honey and, because they don't really seem to like, either one that much. But when I blend them, they seem to eat it. I just want them to eat, honestly. There's that earthiness thing again. That's almost more like a topsoil kind of component now, more so than cigar. I eat a little bit of like grainy dark chocolate, like 90% dark chocolate. And yeah, the mouth presence is nice. It's kind of got, it's got the spicy Len Cantada mouthfeel. It's got mouth length. This is starting to tickle the back of my throat, which is really impressive for a 10-year-old Armagnac. And the finish holds on pretty well. Most of what's happening in the finish is kind of earthy, woody, tannic stuff, but the flowers and some of the fruit is hanging on pretty well as well. So overall, yeah, this is a good start. I'm impressed with this little guy. Let's give it some water. See what happens. It's 49, right? So let's give it 2 squirts. Come back to it. Let's move on to the second Bas-Armagnac of the set. This is a Couchan 2001. It is 21 years of age. So all these were bottled circa 2022, right? This one's all baco. It is lot 01 cut 22. Oh, and it's a little bit weaker, right? Yeah, 42.7%. So Greedy Angels, probably like a very damp cellar. Ooh. So the nose is, it's a more aromatic nose. It's a delicate nose. I mean, usually the Couchans I've had in the past have leaned, I mean, they're different, especially depending on the period when they were distilled, but they've leaned more in that kind of like core Len Cantada spicy woody direction. This is not really doing that initially. I'm getting a lot of spices, but it's more like aromatic spices, cinnamon, ginger, mixed flowers. There's some cardamom, some nutmeg. Like an orange thing, like a mandarin orange thing. A little bit of an herbaceous note, a little bit of parsley. Afternoon English tea. So, you're adding cream and 2 lumps of sugar. New phone. It will not shut up. It's gone over there. There's a little bit of like an old furniture thing. So we're just starting to flirt with rancio at this point, but it's really just a little bit of color on top of the spiciness. There's some fig butter as well. Yeah, this is not what I was expecting from Couchan or really from Len Cantada. It's feels a little bit more old school. Let's see how it goes on the palate. So, I mean, it does have a drying finish. Let me step back. Imagine you've got cognac man over here who loves his cognacs. Like, you know, maybe not his like cheap Henny, but like he's willing to pay the money for a good Martell or a good Camus, something like that. Like that guy. Imagine taking that guy, locking him in a room with Armagnac guy. Like Len Cantada Armagnac guy. And these two are locked in a room with a bunch of casks, and they have to find a cask they both like. That's what this tastes like. This tastes like, you know, Cognac Man and Armagnac Man finally coming together to agree we both like this. It's ripping with like intense wood on the finish. Woody. Oh, like just really strong, over stewed tea tannins on the back end. But the notes are, you're getting like raisinets, figs, cinnamon, flowers, parsley, like salt toffee. Like there's a lot of cognac notes in here if you actually kind of like go through and sort of list them out. Even like a candy ginger thing. Yeah, some blood orange, a little espresso. This is interesting. I can see why this is why they threw this in a discovery pack, because like if it was just 3 wood bombs, right? It would get a little old. Your palate would get a little tired. So I like that they threw this in. Not to say this is not woody. It has got tons of wood on the back end, but it's playing that card a little bit differently. Interesting. I'm going to add a little bit of water to this. We'll come back to it. Let's give it like 5 drops. And finally, this is from a domain. I might have had like one. I might have tasted one bottling of this. This is Pouy, which is interesting to taste for me as a wine nerd, because Pouy is probably much better known for their wines, their Côte de Gascons. They're all over the place. They get crazy distribution. This is a 1999 from the Ténarèze, so kind of roughly northern Armagnac. Lot 99 PO115, 58.7% alcohol, so the Angels left this one alone. And what's really interesting is this is colombard, which is mostly used as, I mean, much more so than ugni, blanc, or baco. It's used as a winemaking grape. I think it's a descendant of Chenin Blanc, if that gives you some idea. So this is very interesting, at least in theory. On the nose. Ooh. Okay. I thought the Couchan was an unusual play by Len Cantada standards. This is, yeah, everyone shut up. Like, just put down what you're doing. Let's pay attention to this Armagnac. This is weird. This is special. Let's start with like freshly mowed grass and also freshly mowed flowers. But you're just gonna like cover them in peach jam. Very grassy, very herbaceous. There's some parsley, dill, sage. But a lot of like fruit as well, and it's not really fruit I typically associate with Armagnac. Like we're getting fresh plum. Also Mirabelle plum, apricot. There's a little lemon pith happening. What is that? Almost like a candy cane element. Yeah, black tea, toffee. Kind of like a honey thing, like wildflower honey maybe. Touches of orange. Very unusual, very like not what I expect from from this house. Like this is as far from Loup Pibou as I could possibly imagine an Armagnac being, at least on the nose. Let's see what happens on the palate. Oh, this is killer. Where they find this? All right, so let's start with honey. Really like a good old Sauternes or something, but it's like Sauternes you've infused with grass, flowers, herbs. We're back on sage and dill, a little bit of mint, parsley. But yeah, it's got a lot of like Sauternes characters going on, like marmalade, pineapple. There's some apricot, both like fresh and dried apricot. Then there's like some old musty wood elements. I feel like I'm like drinking a little bit of old cellar. There's a little bit of like a forest floor, like old mushroomy kind of thing, like dry mushroom. Even a little bit of minerality. There's a couple of rocks in this. This is very, really super unusual. I mean, we're on the level of you know, Toyota, makers of the Camry and the RAV4 coming out with a high-speed monster sports car here. That's how out of character this is. It does happen on occasion. Very unusual profile for an Armagnac in general, but especially for a Len Cantada. I love it. I love this. And it isn't just the notes. I mean, this has a terrific development. It just rolls on back with its flavors, all kind of unwrapping themselves. Great mouth presence. It hangs on for a while. Is that 4 or 5? I'll go one more. I'll go like half a squirt more. Wow. Yeah, whoever picked this set did a hell of a job. Like, yeah, initial impression, like this is your safe Len Cantada, woody, spicy kind of play, the Artigaux. This is the one that's going to make it's going to make the cognac fans a little bit happy, while still, reminding them, hey, this is an Armagnac with a woody backbone. And then this is the weird fun play. I'm not sure what to make of the Pouy, to be honest. All right, let's go back through these. Incidentally, I should say getting freebies from Len Cantada kind of forced me to kind of understand my heuristic for, like, is the video sponsored? Should I mark the video sponsored or not? Because I get a lot of samples. I mean, a lot of them are from folks like you who watch the channel. A lot of them are from the producers, and I mean, this feels different though, and I think the difference is like the little samples I get from PM or whoever, come in these little tiny bottles that say not for resale specifically. So I can't flip them. This set, I mean, obviously I've opened them now, but I could theoretically flip something like this, right? So that makes it feel like there's actual real money involved. Whence my flagging this and stuff like this. So anyways, let's get back to it. Artigaux, I was actually very impressed with this little guy on first go. I think it kind of gets steamrolled, but everything is getting steamrolled by the Pouy at this point. But see how this holds up with the water on the nose. Artigaux 2012. It's really the raisins and the grape jelly and the cigar stuff that comes out. Yeah, it's kind of. I wouldn't say it's taking the other stuff away, but it's dulled them down a little bit. There's a lot of fruit and earthiness. It's simple, but it smells yummy. And here we go on the palate. One more time. Okay, so it doesn't really seem to like water. The finish, I mean, the mouthfeel in general kind of falls off. Like the length has now been kind of cut off in my mouth. It's now, stopping right around my molars. And the finish has also really just been shortened considerably. Now I'm really starting to think like they just re-racked this a few months before bottling. Try one more time. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's still nice. It still has that kind of mix of grapey raisiness and, like earthy cigar topsoil kind of character. But the way this has reacted to my giving it, 2 squirts of water does have me a little bit concerned, because I'm worrying if I had a full bottle of this, and I just left it, half drunk for a couple of months, if it would start to kind of fall away. I mean, it wouldn't get bad. This would never get bad, but now it's starting to behave just like kind of what I was expecting from the stats. Like it's behaving like a perfectly decent young Armagnac. Still nice. But yeah, I would have, and I think it's absolutely worth, buying and enjoying quickly, but I would have concerns about letting a larger bottle hang around. Score-wise, call this an 85. It's more like an 86 and -1, if you will. But yeah, let's call this an 85. Still good, but take note. Back to the Couchan. This one I'm not as curious about this as what the Pouy is going to do, but I'm curious about what this does. Yeah, the Couchan, it's just like settling back into a 70-year-old wingback chair or something. It's just so nice and civil and buttoned down. I mean, it's almost like, I guess classical is the word. It's aromatic. It's lightly rancioed. It smells very yak. Like that's what this smells like. This is the one that Cognac guy and Armagnac guy could agree on. That's what it smells like on the palate. With water, we're getting a little bit more cinnamon stick and a little splash of acidity. There's some like sour berry going on. Finish is still hanging in there. It's subtle, this one. It's understated. It's not going to punch you in the face at all. But if you're paying attention to it, the mouth presence, it's all there. Like, the length is good, mouthfeel is good, finish hangs on pretty well, and it's just extremely nice. It's extremely quaffable. I'm going to give this an 87. 86 plus, maybe. No, I'll be nice. 87. 87 points. PM Spirits, I expect my check in the mail. No, it's an 87. And back to the Pouy. Which is going to win this flight, unless it goes seriously haywire now that I've added water. Which, I mean, could happen. On the nose. I mean, it's... Okay, get out of here. Like, it's... Yeah, it's changed tune again on me. Like, now we're on, like, musty lemon bars. With, like, some pineapple juice. This is wild stuff. There's some grass, there's some flowers. A little bit of honey going on. I mean, this is special. This is... I don't know where they found this cask, but this is a very special bottle of Armagnac right here. I mean, I would need to price out this set because I just haven't looked. But if this is the only place you can get this particular bottle, it might be worth buying just for that. That good. On the palate. And now, like, and now it feels like I'm tasting like an old sherried Auchentoshan or something. Or even like an old sherried coulis from Ireland, complete with like gummy bears and Turkish delight and like campfire smoke. This is a great, great, great bottle of yak. I'm gonna score this high, but take note. I mean, pay attention to what I'm saying right now. Like, listen to me. It's Len Cantada, and I'm gonna score this 91 points. But, I mean, do not look at that score and think this matches the standard Len Cantada profile. No. This is not Le Fresh. This is not Le Pibou. This is a completely different beast. And honestly, like, this is the play I would love to see them make. They've made a name for themselves, you know, selling these sort of big woody, spicy monsters, and they're still trying to put those out, but they're increasingly expensive and they're just not quite as good as they used to be. And like I think trying to at least partially pivot to different kinds of styles, they're just as good but different. Like, maybe this is the way to go. Like, I'd love to see more stuff like this in the future. This is phenomenal. Yeah. I need to drink some more Pouy, or at least some more colombard-based Armagnac. 91 points. Big score. So yeah, and that's the lineup. 85 for the Artigaux. 87 for the Couchan, and a 91 point score for the Pouy. And that's the video. Thank you for watching, and cheers. And yeah, I'm going to do some Hamden soon.